before this video starts, I just wanted to quickly show you all the new stuff in my shop. I have an online shop. Here's all the new stuff. I did a shop update, which you'll see later on in this video, me working on it. I've got new prints, new stickers, and my first ever pin. Christmas is just around the corner, so if you're looking for some nice arty gifts to give to someone, it'd be nice if you could check it out, or if you want to treat yourself to something nice as well, it will be linked in the description. But even just going to the shop and favouriting stuff is a really big help, so I hope you can take some time to have a little nosy at that, and yeah, I'll let you get on with the video. Okay, hello. I've been doing some sketching for a new project that I've got, and I thought I would just do a bit of chatting whilst I do it. I'm just going to go in now and go and make the lines, which are the actual lines, darker, because there are some places where there's just 10 lines doing the same thing, so it's like, which one of these lines is the actual line, you know what I mean? I did a sketch up here and hated it, so I'm going to try and cover that up as well, if you're wondering what this is. Okay, so my new project is, well, we've been able, where's this sentence going? We can decide what we want to do basically now, so we have to make up the project ourselves. Yeah, so basically I'm going to combine decorative illustration with storytelling. So my plan is, it's a 4-week project, so it's quite long, and this is me at the start of it, so I'm saying this now, but it could completely change. I'm using the story of, well, this isn't going to change, this is set in stone. The story of Thumbelina I really like. I found it the other day. I needed something to illustrate some sort of story, so I found Thumbelina. Really like the story, it's got loads of fun creatures. I really like drawing nature. My plan is I want to do some world building, some character design, and then figure out how to translate figure out how to translate that kind of onto more 3D objects. And also, because the story was written by Hans Christian Andersen, is that his name? The guy who writes all the fairy tales, basically. It was written by him, and he's a Danish guy, or was, it's a very long time ago now. But I thought it would be cool to take kind of inspiration from Scandinavian art, so I've been looking into that. Anyway, there you go, that's it. Rambling over. Yeah, I'm going to fast forward a bit now and you can see me drawing, and then I'll talk to you in a bit. And it's done. This turned into a much bigger drawing than I was expecting it to. Originally I was planning on just doing girl over here, toad over here, nothing really in between, simple line work with a tiny bit of shading, and then I always get carried away, and ended up doing this full scene, but I really like it. I wanted to do a toad that's because he's a bit slimy, pardon the pun, in what's it called, story, he's slimy but thinks he's cool, so I thought putting him in kind of smart clothing, but the clothing's been put on really poorly and it's kind of falling apart, would go well for that character. So yeah, even though these started off as just two completely separate sketches. I feel like they kind of go together really nicely because it was just a coincidence that I decided to draw her like far in this corner, because originally I did this really rubbish sketch, so I just drew her down here out of the way, but it's ended up working really well for the composition because she's kind of like awkward, doesn't want him to see her sort of thing is what I'm picturing going on here. I'm gonna have some dinner because it's like 1 o'clock now, and then I want to do some quicker sketches in the afternoon because I want to fill up lots of pages and I can't do them all you know, spend as much time on them as I did with this page because I'd get nowhere. So you'll see that next. So I think this was the following day. I'm saying this a long time after I painted this, so I can't quite remember, but I do think, yeah, this was the following day. I wanted to mess about with some colour, try and do something a bit quicker, because I always go in with the intention of just doing some quick sketches, trying to fill up as many pages as possible, and before you know it, I spent 2 hours on one sketch and I filled one page. The amount of times I say I'm going to do something loose and then I start it and then it turns into a much more time consuming project than I realised. I do that all the time. Anyway, this time I was like, no, I'm really going to do something quick, and this time it will be quick and I'm not going to get carried away. I mean, they still did take me maybe half an hour for each page, so it's not like they were super quick, but it's quicker than what I was doing the day before. Wanted to do some nice little flowers really, because I had all these sketches of the kind of Scandinavian flowers that I was like inspired for, looking at like really old kind of Scandinavian folk art and tapestries. You see these like flowers crop up a lot, so I was like making my own, coming up with my own designs. I really wanted to make them as like have as much texture as I could, so I was using acrylic paint, but I was splodging in loads of different colours as I was filling in like a certain colour when I was filling in like a shape, and also I used the water a lot. I watered down the paint loads, and that way you can get just like loads of texture. Anyway, yeah, so I just used some acrylic paint to paint some more Scandinavian inspired flowers. I really enjoyed this. The first one not so much, the one you saw me doing before where it was the smaller flowers on the dark background. That one I didn't really enjoy that much. I'm not crazy about how it looks. I mean, it's okay, but you know, it wasn't blowing me away. Anyway, and then I did these and I was like, oh, this is actually really exciting me. Later on in the video you'll see I did even more. A lot of inspiration from these flower designs. I need to just figure out how I want to kind of merge it with the storytelling aspect, because I feel like I've got the decorative side of this project down with all the flowers, and it's figuring out how I want to merge the decorative ornamentation side with the storytelling aspect. That's what I'm still trying to figure out, but I'll get there. Hello, it's been a very long time since I have spoken to the camera. The start of this video was filmed about a week ago, so like I filmed a bit and then I had probably about a week off of filming. It's a week of art, but with a big chunk of time in between. Anyway, so I just thought I'd do a bit of a recap because I do a lot of art but don't film it. So you saw me doing these, and I'm pretty sure I've already shown you these because these are the sketches which I did on the same day. I think you've seen up to here, so I'll show you everything else that I've been doing in this sketchbook. Carried on with the same sort of ideas. Really like this mole. And then I did some painting, which I'll show you in another sketchbook as well. Pencil sketch, I thought this was a fun idea, so I did it bigger and better, and I still need to finish this, so that's what you'll see next, me just finishing this drawing. I think there is a little bit more in this sketchbook, but I'm going to save that for another video because I've been working on making a lot of clay pots, clay tiles, but I'm going to save that all for another video because they're still wet because I used air dry clay, so I think it'd be nice to show the making and the painting of that all in one video. So that's what I've been working on these past few days, but yeah, saving that for another video, so I'll give you a quick sneak peek at some sketches I was doing for that. Oh, I completely forgot to show you these actually. I did these right at the start of the week. This was like the first thing I did for this project. I did holograph printing session. Yeah, I did that at the start of this week, completely forgot to show you. So I did loads of prints of this bird. I think this one turned out really cool. Yeah, I did these all at uni, so obviously I don't want to film whilst I'm in uni, it's a bit awkward. Okay, so that's all the prints I did for them, and then I also, out of all those prints, I made a GIF, just for a bit of fun really, because I had them all on the same Photoshop file when I scanned them in, and I thought, hold on, why don't I just quickly try and animate these just to see what it looks like, and it ended up looking really cool. It kind of looks like a bird flying through storms, but it doesn't really relate to my project at all, it's just a fun thing that I did. Those were all the prints, and this is what all those prints came from, like the original I suppose. It's just a bit of card, and these it's all just bits of tape. So there's some electrical tape, some masking tape. This tape was like had like a grid on it, and then just like cutting into it and peeling away layers. You saw me painting this bit in the video. I showed a little bit of these too, and I did these two, which I love. I can maybe try and figure out how to make these into a pattern, maybe at some point. The following day we had a lesson at uni where we spent the entire day trying to fill as many of these little bits of paper as possible with, we had to take one idea and just do as many iterations of that idea as you could in the time. So I just took like the flower idea that I've been playing around with and just like, right, how weird and different can I make all these things to do with the flower ideas. I'll just do a quick show of all these. This was done over the course of, I mean, we started probably about like 10 o'clock and finished at like 3:30 or like a little break for dinner, so a lot of time was spent doing these. I just really enjoyed doing them. So some just in acrylic and some using the pens that I have, and a few little collage bits, but not much. That was Friday. It's now, what day is it? It's now Wednesday the following week. Like I said, I was making a lot of clay in between those days. I was also working on the shop update, which I'll be doing later on in this video. And then I went back home, but this time I was going home to work on my shop update, and this shop update would not have been possible without the help of a company called GSJJ. They helped me out massively with this shop update, and if it weren't for them I probably wouldn't have done it. They made me all my stickers and my first ever enamel pin. They did send me everything for free, but of course it's all my own opinion, and honestly I'm so chuffed with how these turned out. The stickers are like really good quality. Obviously they printed them on, I mean they are just like normal stickers, but they're on a sheet of paper instead of being like die cut, but I think that's just because they wanted to get their like website on and their logo, which is fine by me because I did get them for free. But yeah, really impressed with the quality. I'm so over the moon with these enamel pins. I've been wanting to do them for a while, but it's always seemed like something that's just a bit out of my reach because obviously my shop's very small, I don't have a lot of money, and enamel pins can be on the pricier side of things to get made for your shop, you know. So enamel pins always seemed like something that was just a little bit out of my reach, a little bit out of my price range, so for them to reach out and send me some for free was just like a massive opportunity for me to get something new in my shop. They sent me 30 out of 30. There was about 2 with a little bit of a mistake, like one of the mistakes was tiny, so I've just given it to myself, like that's my pin, and the other one, just the pin was a little bit off-centered, but other than that all of them turned out like amazing. I'm so happy with this design. I think it looks so cute. It's got like gold metal, so it's really shiny. Super pleased with them. I'll just tell you a little bit about the company because I feel like, you know, they helped me out a lot for this shop update, so it's only fair. They have 20 years of experience in manufacturing. They do free shipping to UK, USA, Canada and Australia. All the stickers they make are really durable and waterproof and really high quality. Yeah, they make all sorts. They do pins, patches, medals, keychains, lanyards, stickers, so yeah, they do a lot. I will link them in the description. Super pleased with how everything turned out. If you're looking to get stuff made for your own shop, I really recommend giving them a little look, and I will definitely be going back to them when I need some more pins. One of them still touching. Wait, what's wrong with this one? What's wrong with this one? Oh, I forgot to do this. It's a finished product. Right there. There we go. Now I'm not quite sure what happened, but in these next few clips the audio went really weird. It made my voice go really deep and then it started to make me sound like a robot. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to just try and voice over and summarise what I was saying in those clips. So if you see my hands moving around weirdly, it's because I was talking at the time when I was recording these. So to start off, I was talking about these prints and how I order them on A5 paper, but I need to trim them down to make them into squares. I do this because for some reason it's more expensive to buy them on square paper, even though square paper is smaller. I suppose it's just because you have to trim it down. So instead of paying the extra, I just trim it myself. So that's a job I need to get done. And then I was just showing you a bit about how I've got everything organised, ready to package orders. I have my A4 print stood up at the side, and then I have my packaging sleeves, envelopes. Here I have my business cards and some freebie stickers that every order gets. These are my glassine sleeves, which I package A5 prints in. I would like the A4 sleeves to also be glassine, because glassine is basically paper, because at the moment I'm using, I mean, they're biodegradable, but it's still plastic, so eventually I'd like to upgrade to have them be glassine as well, but it's just really expensive to buy A4 glassine sleeves, so at the moment that's just not possible. And also just really hard to find. Trying to find glassine sleeves bigger than A5 is almost impossible. Anyway, on the next drawer I have my thank you notes. I have 2 different sizes cut. I have a slightly smaller size just to fit, just in case anyone buys just stickers. They go in the smaller sticker bags. I make loads of corners. I made them all this morning. They go obviously on the corners of the prints to keep things a little bit more protected. They do a pretty good job. So yeah, they take a long time to make though, but I think it's worth it. Anyway, so that's all for like on the desk, and then I have this drawer under my desk where most of the stuff is stored. I have all my prints with like a little label so I can easily see what it is when I'm just sat at my desk. Yeah, there's a little gap there to fit the extra prints that I need to put in, but I need to trim them down first. As you can see, I have all my stickers laid out in little boxes, and all my fit pins fit perfectly into this little cardboard box, and it was very satisfying. Yeah, I mean, the stickers, the newer stickers look a little bit odd because obviously they have that white background, but obviously they are just normal stickers. I did have to trim them down so they would fit inside the little bags that I put my stickers into. But I mean, even though it looks a tiny bit odd, like, I don't really think it's a big issue because you just peel it and then you have a normal sticker. So yeah. Oh, I did try trimming around the size just to see what it would look like, but it would take way too long and it didn't really look that great because I didn't do the best job. Oh, and then I was saying, if you have a duck sticker already, I think they'll go really nicely with this newer sticker because they're both like little collage birds. I think, although I was saying that, I think everything in my shop kind of matches and all the stickers go together and all the prints go together. And then I was saying here that the newer postcards that I've got, I designed them like I chose them specifically because I knew they would go really nicely with the postcards I already have. So the 5 at the top, they're my old postcards, so you can buy them as a set, but you can also buy them individually, but I think they all go together really nicely. So if you already have the older set and you want, you know, a couple more to add to your wall, like these 2 will go together so nicely because it's like matching butterflies, and the collage landscape matches really nicely. So yeah, just wanted to show that off. Yeah, but saying that, like, I feel like, yeah, just everything kind of matches. Here I laid out all my prints on the table, so this is every print available right now in my shop. And yeah, you can just see like they all match so nicely, and there's like an obvious kind of colour palette going across them all. I really like my greens and my reds and my oranges, like warm tones. Yeah, and I was just saying how I'm just quite proud of myself and how far my shop's come. You know, when I first started it about, oh gosh, I'm not quite sure now, maybe it's been 2 years. I started it with maybe 5 prints in my shop, and look at me now, I think I have nearly 30 listings, which is a lot of listings. The link will be in the description if you want to have a nosy. I mean, Christmas is just around the corner, so if you're looking to get anyone some nice presents, or you're looking to just treat yourself to, you know, buy yourself a little Christmas present, I'm sure, you know, have a little nose in my shop, you might find something nice. Yeah, I ship to pretty much everywhere. If you are from a country and it's saying that I don't ship, just send me a message and I can sort it out for you. But I think I've got my postage sorted for pretty much every country. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'll probably show a bit of packing in the next one, and I've got a lot planned for the next video. I'm doing lots of pottery, so it'll probably be packaging, me painting all those pots I was talking about earlier on in the video, and just, you know, yes, I'm finishing off this project. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a little nose at my shop. It would really help me out, and yeah, thanks very much thanks for watching. Goodbye.